So today I want to look at images uploading so we could set photos for our barbers. Let's get right to it. We'll start with the server. In NestJs, file uploading is done with a library called Molter. Before using it, we should install types. Then let's create a new controller for images. For now, we just need a single endpoint. If you're wondering how I knew what to type here, stuff like that is usually explained really well in the documentation. We can check if the server accepts files with Thunder client as well. Now we need to save the files. We can do this by setting a destination parameter in the file interceptor config to a specific path. Let's test again. Looks like the file is there, but it's missing the extension. By default, Molter doesn't save the original extension. We can fix this by making custom storage config. We'll set the destination path here as well and create a function to generate a file name using random UID function from crypto module and the uploaded files extension. We can see that now our file is saved correctly. We also want a way to get our uploaded pictures. One way is to just set the uploads folder as public, but I want more control than that. So I'll make a new method to download the images by their file names. Now I want to be able to set images as pictures for barbers. In order to do this, we need to add a new field called picture to the barber model. Let's make it optional. It's gonna store a name of an uploaded image file. Then create a new migration and apply it. After changing models, we usually want to update the controller. Let's do that real quick. We need to add the field to our DTOs and process it in the methods. Before we go further, take a look at this line here. You can see that we can pass null and undefined as a picture in the update method. And there is a big difference between them. If we pass null, it's gonna be set to null even if it wasn't before. On the other hand, if we pass undefined, it's not gonna change no matter what it is. Now I want to try to actually upload pictures in the admin panel. In the admin project, let's create a file selector component and put it on the new barber form. It's gonna be a simple file input wrapper with an event that triggers when we select a file. We're gonna accept all images for now. Now we can select files, but I want to preview them as well. So we need a component to display a file. It's gonna take a file as a prop and read it as data URL every time it changes. We'll add it to the form as well and create a file state variable to show selected file. Creating a new barber will now be a two-step operation. First we need to upload the image if a user selected one, and then create an actual barber. We need a new API method for uploading images. Notice that in order to send files, we need to create a form data object. Also, add the new field to barber DTOs and fix a couple of typing errors. We'll just pass nulls for now. Then, in new barber form, use the new method. After uploading the pictures, I want a way to see them. I'll create a short function to get an image URL by its file name and add a new column to the barbers table. Let's also fix a small problem while we're here. As you probably know, in React, it's a bad idea to have lists without keys. So let's add them to both our tables. Now I want a way to update the pictures. On the update form, I will show the current picture and add a button to choose a new one. Showing current picture is a bit tricky because sometimes it's an image element with a file from the API, and sometimes it's an image preview component with a local file. The logic is to show the API image only if the barber has one and the user didn't choose a new one. Well, looks like it's working. It also looks like it's time to admit that our forms are ugly. Let's fix that. First, create a custom text input with styles. We'll use the useField hook from Formik to get the input attributes. Then put the new component on our forms. Next, I want to style the file selector. A good way to style a file input is to wrap it into a label and hide the actual input. Then we need to update the image preview component. Let's add a border and a background to it and also make it fixed size. Looks like we did something wrong with page height. Yeah, setting HTML and body height to 100% was a bad idea. A better approach is to just set our app min height to 100 ph. Finally, I'll create a new action button component. I'll make it colored, and it's usually gonna be like a main button on a page. Looks like we're done with the admin panel for now. Let's go to the client project and add a new page for barbers. Then let's add a new API method and load the barbers as server-side props on the barbers page. We also need to change the component's definition a bit so it's a next page descendant. For now, I can just list barber names to make sure it works. Next, I'll make a separate component for barber details with styling. This component will take a barber as a prop and display its info and the picture. When using image component and loading images from a different domain, don't forget to put it into the config. Now we can put our component on the page. One thing I want to point out is that if you're using layout fill on images, the parent needs to be relative. They say it on the docs, but in my experience it's really easy to miss and then spend 2 hours trying to figure out what's wrong. I think the results look pretty nice. I'm gonna stop here for this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.